Good morning, dear students. Today is our theme, countable and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns. It's important to distinguish between countable and uncountable nouns in English because their usage is different in regards to both determiners and verbs. Countable nouns are for things we can count using numbers. They have a singular and a plural form. The singular form can use the determiner a or an. If you want to ask about the quantity of a countable noun, you ask how many, combined with the plural countable noun. For example, singular countable noun is one dog, plural one, two dogs, one horse, two horses, one man, two men, one idea, two ideas, one shop, two shops. I eat a banana every day and I like bananas. So in these examples, banana is a singular noun because we have indefinite article a. Banana is a countable noun. We can put an s on a countable noun bananas. A countable noun can be singular, banana, or plural, bananas. Countable nouns are things we can count. We can say one banana, two bananas, three bananas. Singular noun is an apple, plural one, apples. Pineapple, pineapples. Cucumber, cucumbers. Strawberry, strawberries. Grape, grapes. We add es to most nouns in O. For example, tomato, the last letter is O. For this reason, we have to add es. Tomato, tomatoes. Potato, potatoes. But we have exceptions. The word radio and photo. Radio, radios. Photo, photos. Uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns are for the things that we cannot count with numbers. They may be the themes of abstract ideas or qualities, or for physical objects that are too small or too amorphous to be continued. For example, liquids, powders, gases. Uncountable nouns are used with a singular verb. They usually don't have a plural form. For example, tea, sugar, water, air, rice, knowledge, beauty, anger, fear, love, money, research, safety, and other words. For example, I eat rice every day. I like rice. Rice is an uncountable noun. Uncountable noun has only one form, rice. Uncountable nouns are things we can't count. We can't put an s on an uncountable noun. We can't say one rice, two rices, and etc. We cannot use an with these nouns. To express a quantity of an uncountable noun, use a word or expression like some, a lot of, much, a bit of, a great deal of, or else. An exact measurement like a cup of, a bag of, a kilogram of, a loaf of, a handful of, a pinch of. If you want to ask about the quantity of an uncountable noun, you ask how much. For example, there has been a lot of research into the causes of this disease. He gave me a great deal of advice before my interview. Examples of uncountable nouns: lettuce, ham, water, and milk. Some nouns are countable in other languages, but uncountable in English. They must follow the rules for uncountable nouns. The most common ones are accommodation, advice, baggage, behavior, bread, furniture, information, luggage, news, progress, traffic, travel, trouble, weather, and work. For example, I would like to give you some advice. There is, there isn't, there are, there aren't, plus some, and any. In English grammar, we use there is or there are to talk about things we can see and things that exist. We use there is for singular and uncountable nouns, and we use there are for plural countable nouns. There are 5 people in the office, plural countable noun. In our example, I can read there is some meat in the fridge. As you see, meat is uncountable noun, so for this reason we have to use some. Why? Because our auxiliary verb is positive. There are some rulers on the desk. Rulers is plural noun, and our auxiliary verb are stands in positive form. For this reason we have to use some. With plural countable nouns, we can either give the quantity 5 people or use some if we don't know the exact quantity. There are 5 people in the office. We can see 5 people exactly. So we use there is some when the noun is uncountable, meat and cheese. We use there are some when the countable noun is plural, for example, rulers and pencils. There isn't, there aren't any. Add not or an apostrophe t to the end of the verb. See our verb to be for more information on forming negative and questions. There isn't a freezer in the kitchen. Singular countable noun. For uncountable nouns, use any after the negative isn't, and for plural countable nouns, use any after aren't. Don't use any with singular countable nouns. Example, there isn't any milk in the shop. So milk is uncountable noun, and our auxiliary verb isn't stands in negative form. For this reason, we have to use any. There isn't any milk in the shop. Next example, there aren't any dishes under the bed. Dishes is also plural noun, and aren't, our auxiliary verb, is also stands in negative form, so we have to use any. There aren't any dishes under the bed. We use there isn't any when the noun is uncountable, for example, milk and coffee. We use there aren't any when the countable noun is plural, dishes and watches. So I give you some quizzes. Dear students, you have to fill in your gaps, and you should correct form of the given words into the spaces. You have to open your brackets and correctly put your nouns. In the next slide, you have to correct answer into the spaces with some or any. As I said, some you should use with plural nouns and uncountable nouns also, but your auxiliary verb should stay in positive form. Any you can also use for countable and uncountable nouns, but your auxiliary verb should be in negative form. Fill in your gaps, please. And it's the end of our lesson. Thank you for your participation. See you in the next lesson. Bye bye.